Tonight, on the Deal or No Deal Island After Show. Strategically, it does make sense to break up a strong alliance, a strong pair.
Yeah, maybe it was jealousy.
Maria.
Maria, I'm Storm. Very nice to meet you guys.
You said Storm?
Storm, yeah.
Nice
Storm.
to meet you. It looks like business to him.
Did you go home and gossip with the rest of your dome mates? Because apparently they saw me through the windows.
Showmance Brewing. Feel the electricity?
Game is definitely on.
So, I'm really sorry, dude, but at the end of the day...
And both of those things happen to my next guest. Let's bring in Storm. Welcome to the Deal or No Deal Island After Show, hosted by me, Boston Rob. There he is,
Mr. Rob.
Storm.
How
we doing, man?
We're doing all right. We could be doing better, but
Yeah.
you know, we're
Have
here.
a seat. Welcome. I do have to ask you something before we start the interview. What's your real name?
I'm not gonna tell you, Rob. You'll tell the world. I can't tell you
I mean,
that.
this is the after show, bro. I know what you were going with on the main island, but like, people want to know.
So we don't know Storm's first name. Storm's his middle name.
Storm's his middle name, but he won't tell us his first
So we
name.
were like, how bad your first name gotta be?
Think about it. It's gotta be bad.
Right, if you're going by Storm. Your
Uh-huh.
first name's Eugene, isn't it?
I'm not gonna tell you guys. I mean, it's really not that hard to find if you really look it up, but I will tell you. Storm is my middle name. My first name is Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah. But I don't tell anybody that. 'cause
Did you
then
tell
everybody
anybody
would...
that?
No, I didn't
Did you tell anybody during the show?
I told absolutely
Are
nobody.
you lying to me right
Legal
now?
contracts? I swear, Boston Rob. What's your first name?
It's Rob. Dude, how you doing?
I mean, all things considered, like, I'm doing okay, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't win millions and millions of dollars. You know, you understand how I
Yeah.
feel in this situation, but private island, it's beautiful. We got to do a bunch of things afterwards.
I gotta say it out loud?
You can say
Oh,
it out
you're
loud.
gonna tell me?
You can say it out loud.
Maria Grace?
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of TV shows and I've done a lot of interviews. Since when do they start letting other contestants visit people in their exit interviews? What was that all about?
I don't know. I think that production just saw the connection we had and they were willing to break that fourth wall, you know? Deadlock lives.
Yeah, I saw that. How many days were you out there total?
And I think it was probably 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
I think it was like 9 days in when I was out there with Amber, with my wife, that I started catching feelings. In a few months, I'll be married 20 years, but 5 days is quick. Did you like feel it before you even got there, like pre-game when you're doing interviews and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, whenever we were on the boat ride, right, I was sitting next to her and Letty.
Maria.
Maria, I'm
Yeah.
Storm. Very nice to meet you guys.
You said Storm?
Storm, yeah.
Storm. Nice to meet you.
I'm not used to a beach that's got so much jungle. You know,
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
when I go to the beach, I've got my
Yeah.
pina colada, I've got my lounge chair. And I was gravitating a little bit more towards her, and I was enjoying our conversation.
Gravitate a little more towards Maria Grace.
Yeah, at the time.
Letty was the backup plan.
Letty would have been a great backup plan. Letty's gorgeous. She's got an insane body.
I'm wondering about like the bugs. I got long legs to bite.
A lot of surface area.
A lot of surface area.
My goodness.
But yeah, both of them were solid. And I ended up being in an alliance with Letty, like just straight up alliance, you know.
Straight up alliance, as
business.
opposed to what kind of alliance?
All business. All
Oh,
business.
business alliance.
And then I knew Maria Grace in the other one, so it was like beneficial.
Playtime alliance.
Yeah, playtime. She would call
I
it
hear ya.
playtime
I
alliance.
see what you're getting at.
That's a good word for
Yeah.
it. And so yeah, it would have worked for me. But yeah, and when we first met, like we were flirting a lot and we were just having fun, we were laughing, and then one night it was pouring rain and there was this palm tree that we were standing under. I remember I was just really tired, but I don't know, we were hanging out there and we were having such good conversation and I was laughing and she'd kind of brought up like the thoughts of maybe doing a showmance because we were just
Dylan, this is
Whoa,
deal
you can't
or
use
no
that.
deal island, not Love Island,
You can't
bro.
use that against me. No. Half the world doesn't even know. Well, now they do. But I mean, yeah, there's strategy to it. There's strategy to having a showman.
There is, but was it strategy? Did it start as strategy? That's what I'm getting at, because I know for me personally, when I, met my wife and fell in love, because I did. I fell in love on one of these shows. Originally, there was attraction between, like I thought she was, attractive, but I never thought it was going where it ended up going,
Yeah, and I think that it's probably similar to that, right? Like, I enjoyed her. I liked flirting with her. I didn't know what it could have become because we really started doing that like a day before I got, finally the boot. So maybe it would have fruitated something. It started to with the axe throwing. It was funny how that kind of just occurred.
I need to look. Okay.
Is it just the shoulders or?
I'm gonna give you some shoulders.
Here, and
Oh, taster's choice moment.
then unfortunately came to a screeching halt at Temple.
So you have your little island romance, and now it's over, and she's still in the game.
Yeah.
How do you think she'll fare without you?
I think she'll be fine. You know, she's got a strong alliance. David, I think, is in her alliance. Poverty's in her alliance, too. You know, veterans of the game. I think maybe Dixon, but I think Dixon's going to go soon. You know, he is just playing all of these people right now, so I think he's
Yeah.
probably going to go. I don't see anybody really gunning for her either, because if you think about it, the axe throwing, she wasn't at the least or the most of a threat. She was, like, right in the middle, so why would anybody
But then
pick her
again,
up?
you were too, and I think, like, for me, that's the hardest thing to conceptualize about this game. The best thing is if you're in the middle and you can sit there and nobody tries to take you out. But to sit there and not even be able to fight for your chance in the game and get drilled the way you did, man, I feel for you. I do.
It was
like,
tough.
that's the worst exit. But his reasoning from his perspective is what? Because strategically, it does make sense to break up a strong alliance, a strong pair.
I can't think of anything else. Unless he was just up there and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do something big. I'm just gonna take out somebody that nobody's gonna see coming. Unless it was that, then yeah, maybe it was jealousy.
Hold on, let me just take up for Dixon for a second, because jealousy, I get it. The little under the palm tree date. Would you change that?
We weren't even a strong, like, alliance yet. It had been like one day.
I know, but they saw it.
How
so...
can it be game yet, especially if neither of us are a threat to anybody? You know, how could he be, like, aiming for one of us to go and to split us up because we're some sort of powerful, like, duo that's just winning all the competitions? We weren't yet.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't even think that strategy was part of it.
And at the end of the day, this is not Big Brother. It's not Survivor. This is Deal or No Deal Island, where ultimately your fate in the game is going to be determined by what happens at Temple. So the alliances and all of that stuff matter, but not to the degree that he's kind of playing it up anyway.
Right, because there's no jury. You know,
Yeah.
there's no group of people that are going to say, oh, we all want you to go. And there is some of that, but like 50%, maybe more, is chance. Even in Temple, you can go with the statistical option. You can go with what should win, but like we've seen multiple times.
We've seen two people not take that path
Yeah.
already and decide to go with their gut.
The
and,
odds have not panned out for him. Exactly.
Has not worked out,
So,
yeah.
You know, it is what it is, but
I mean, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a math guy. I go with the math. But I watched you sitting in the temple, rooting for him.
yeah, no, I mean, I was ecstatic for Dixon.
The most money ever won at Temple.
It was the craziest game I've ever seen. And that's the worst part about it, is because I was always in Dixon's corner. I always had
Yeah.
his back.
This is my contribution to the workout squad.
But get in the pool.
Get in the pool with you, man. Water's fine. Me and you for sure, man. I got you, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're safe, honestly, like straight up. Like, I don't think anyone's gunning for you. The best chance for me to win this game is to unfortunately take out Storm. So, I'm really sorry, Day.
What do you think about his prospects of going forward now that you're out?
I honestly think it put a huge target on his back. Because
On
I
him.
think everybody knew that I had Dixon's back.
That you were
I think
close.
everybody knew that I genuinely like wanted him to go far and wanted like his best interest in mind. And I think when he just kind of betrayed me and sort of betrayed what everybody else thought, everybody thought CK was going.
Right.
It was a plan from the beginning. It was keeping everybody's hands clean. And whenever he just completely went against it,
You know, Dixon's part of this other alliance called the family, with David as the dad, Parvati's the mom, and he's the son. What's going on out there, bro? What do you think about all this?
I think that Poverty is playing them all like fiddle. Actually, I think David's pretty smart too. So maybe they have a little like something going on there, but I think they're playing Maria Grace and they're playing Dixon like a fiddle.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see you back out here, brother.
Maybe a couple years.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
And thanks, man.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rob.
Pleasure.
Yeah.